Just pulling into the heifer pasture. We've got some things to do over here today. I've got the trailer with me, but I actually did not bring the teen mom heifer back with me just because, well, several reasons. Number one, I need the side-by-side over here today, and I can't haul her and the side-by-side at the same time. And for two, when I went to load the heifer, I noticed that she had some bloody discharge, not a lot, and I think it's probably nothing to really worry about. But the more I thought about it, the more I thought, well, it's a lot smarter to just keep her at home where I can watch her a little bit more closely, and if I need to do anything, she's already there. In a couple of weeks, I'll need to bring a bull up here, so when I make that trip, I'll just haul her at the same time, assuming she's ready to go. So today, the plan is to catch this calf that got pink eye and try to get it doctored, get some fence fixed, and then get the cattle moved. That's what's going on today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. Well, I think I got my loading set up about as good as it gets here, so I don't really have a plan. I would like to try to get all the cattle in this little holding pen. If I can do that, then I can get a good dose of fly spray on everybody while they're here, and then I'm just hoping somehow, some way I can cut that calf out and get it into the trailer. Now, if I'm able to do that, then I'll have to make a choice, either try to pin it up against the wall in here and doctor it in here, which is the preferred method. But if that's not working, then we'll just have to take him back home and doctor him there. I think if I can get him in here by himself, that I can do it, but that in itself is going to be pretty challenging to get the calf in here with no other cows. Since I am one man on open ground, I got to be real careful with how I put pressure on them and how I move them. Because if they decide to start running and getting out of here, then there's not a lot I can do about that. And actually, as luck would have it, the calf that I want is not even with the main group. Here he comes, walking up the hill here. So, good thing I didn't catch him yet. Okay. This girl is screwing us up. We might need to get the side-by-side. That's why we brought it. Unless you want to turn around and run away from me. I'm going to try to make one more run at them on foot just because they are up along this fence line. If I can just kind of get them to walk along that fence line, they ought to walk right into the trailer. Oh, it's this tan heifer screwing me up every time. Watch your butt. All right, well, phase one is complete. We got them in here for now. Hopefully they stay in here. And yeah, let me see if I can get some fly spray on these girls and then see if I can get the right one in the trailer. I think I got a pretty good layer of fly spray on them now. It's kind of good when they all crowd together like that. You just shoot the stream over the group and you're getting everybody. So I do kind of try to stay away from faces though, because I don't want to be spraying that stuff in their eyes. But I figure if you get enough on everybody's body, they kind of rubbing on each other, and that, you know, that insecticide will get distributed. So That was the easy part. Now, the hard part is gonna be getting this calf in the trailer. You can see right now the group is pretty relaxed and we're trying to keep them here just because, you know, I'm gonna need to catch them in here again, and I don't want this to be a traumatic memory that they have. So even if this ends up taking a lot longer than it probably should, but we can keep everybody calm, then it's a good trade-off. I think it's worth it. So there's the calf we need right there, little number 18. So because I don't want this whole group in the trailer, I only want the calf that I want, and then maybe its mother. I'm just gonna try to like separate them without them really knowing, and put a big group behind me that I don't actually want. Number 18, his mother is 2327, which is this cow right here. So really, they couldn't be standing in a worse place as far as it goes to try to catch them. So let me see if we can kind of shuffle them around a little bit. You go around to the front and let your friends go behind me. Go by. Get her off. One more black heifer here. There she goes. Okay, so these are the two I want. I got them in the right spot. The question now is, can I get them in the trailer? See, the tough thing is the calf's right eye is the bad eye, so it can't see me. So I need to make a little bit more noise, but not enough to stress everybody out is the goal here. You need to turn around and get on the other. Hey baby, 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 hey baby. Well, I thought we might get it, but no, it did not work. So try it again. Push her out of the way. Hey, careful with that stuff. If that white heifer wasn't there, she would get in. Where your mom's going. Running out of patience here. And I don't appreciate that. Would you stop that? Turn around, look where your mom's going. Look where your mom's going. Where your mom's going. No. Where your mom? Oh, you dummy. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, it took a lot, thank you. Took a lot of patience, but we finally got the two that I wanted. The reason that I want to bring the mother home, because I think my plan at this point, especially now that there's 3 in the trailer, is to just run them back home, put the calf through the chute. That way I can give it a shot, I can give it powder, I can put a patch, I can do everything the way that I want to do it and not try to wrestle it in that trailer. But because of that, I'm glad that I have the mother, because if I took the calf without the mother, she would probably get pretty upset about that, and who knows what sort of condition this fence would be in when I got back. I've got the white heifer in there as well. Ironically, that's the same heifer that got in with the teen mom when we brought her home. So she's just gonna go for a ride with us because it's too risky to try to let her out. It's just too high of a chance that the ones that I want would also get out. So let me get these cows turned loose because they're getting a little antsy. Well, I was gonna run down to fix that fence and get everybody moved, but the more I started thinking about it, it's only gonna get hotter before it gets cooler. So I think the thing to do is to run back home, get the calf doctored, and then bring them back and turn them out, because the fence that we're going to be working on is in the shade and the squeeze chute is not. One thing I need to do before we get started here is take that brisket bar out. That thing is great when you've got full-grown cows in there, but calves hate it, and I don't blame them because it's not designed for them. Of course, I'm going to put the bolts back in the holes so that I can actually use this again one day when I want to. I guess if you left these bolts out, the holes would fill up with dirt and manure pretty quickly, and you would never really be able to use this again. All right, I think we got everything ready to go here. So obviously the plan is to let everybody out. I'm sure everybody's going to come out. I'll either sort the calf off in the little alley here, or I'll let everybody into the working corral and sort it off there. And then we're just going to throw everything but the kitchen sink at this calf so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. So let's get them unloaded so we can do that. Hey, go on. Go, go, go. Kidding me? Mother, why did you go that way? Huh? Mama. You're okay, you're okay. I guess I need a paddle. Let's try it again. I think I'll just go ahead and put these cows back on the trailer, and then we'll take care of the calf. Easy does it, kiddo. Easy does it. Well, sometimes they make it too easy. That calf just walked on back in there, went into the tub, made a U-turn, came right back up into the squeeze chute. I didn't have time to move cameras or anything, but I figured I better just catch it while he's in there. So he's in there now. Now we can get to the fun part. Try to make it quick there, kiddo. Might be the hardest part of the whole operation here. Getting this glue on without making a mess. Boy, that's almost big for your face. See, it would have been just about impossible to do this in the trailer while holding the calf. I mean, it just wouldn't have worked. Give me a little shot. There. Beautiful. Forward. Forward, 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 forward. simple as that. Back to the heifer pasture. All right, things are back to normal now. All the cows are back here where they belong. But if you remember in the last video, what spurred all of this was the fact that I need to move them into the next pasture, and I've got some fence to fix over there. So now that the pink eye is all taken care of, let's go do that. Well, I was on my way over to the fence and I noticed 2 plug sprinklers, and you know, I can't just drive by them and do nothing. Judging by all this dead grass, they've been plugged for a while. That one had a little something in it, and I'm not going to put the orifice back in until I do this one, because having the orifice out lowers the pressure on the line. It makes it a little bit easier to pull this one out. Oh, I know you guys can't see it, but this is pack solid. Look at that water. That's kind of yuck. Probably be smart to let this one run for a minute and flush all the garbage out of the line. There we go. That's why this is a good job for the end of the day, not the beginning. Because now it's hot enough, that actually feels kind of nice. Man, everything is so dry over here, and this sprinkler is notorious for clogging. I think I'm just gonna leave this orifice off, at least for the next couple of cycles. Yeah, because this spot could definitely use some extra water. Well, I guess I could just move them now. I mean, I know what I'm up against with that fence. I don't see any reason why I can't fix it, so. Come boss! Come boss! Come boss! I know. You see, bringing those 2 cows that were here last year has been the best decision that I think I've made in a while. You saw how easy that pasture move was. It's because all the other cattle are following those 2. Well, I guess this will be my office for the rest of the afternoon, and it's not really that bad. I think I can just put up like 2 wires and we'll be good here. Honestly, it's probably been like this since they've been here and they haven't decided to cross, but they pretty easily could, so yeah, we don't want that. There's a lot of brush to contend with here. Fortunately, I'm used to working in these conditions, so I think what we're gonna do, just kind of make this easy, is, you know, I mean, there's no way to really get to the next post. I can see it, but I can't really get to it, so I think what we'll do is just tie off on this tree here, and then we'll pull over to the next post, which I can reach, and then it's kind of the same deal over here. I actually can't see the next post. I assume it's in the brush there somewhere, but there's really no good way to get to it, so I think we'll just tie off to this tree. Getting hot. I was supposed to be in the shade over here, I thought. It has not worked out that way, has it? Well, it's certainly not the prettiest job, but I think it should do the trick. And I mean, technically, yes, a cow could still stick her head through there, but you got to ask yourself, for what reason? There's no good grass to eat. There's just berry vines, which honestly, after a month or two, will probably grow in and fill this gap in anyway. So it'll be something to keep an eye on, but knock on wood, I think we're good. We have officially reached the next step of cow sprayer desensitization. Am I saying that right? How are you looking? Well, she's looking fine now. I probably could have taken her up there, but you know, better safe than sorry. How we doing there, little one? You doing all right? She's not so tame anymore. Well, if you're like me, after spending what seemed like the majority of the day running back and forth to the heifer pasture so that I could doctor that calf, you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot of trouble to go through every time you have a problem over there. And if you're thinking that, then you're thinking just like I am. Is that what you're thinking? Girl. So it does beg the question, isn't there a better way to deal with things over there? And yeah, over the last day or two, I have been thinking a lot about this, and I've come up with a couple of things. The first thing would be to get a vet gun, and if you don't know what that is, it's basically a dart gun, so you can shoot the animals with an antibiotic from some distance away. I'm not sure exactly how far away you can get with those, but by doing things that way, you don't need to restrain them, you don't need to lock them up, you don't even need to handle them, really. You just shoot them with that dart gun and, you know, set them on their way. But there's a couple reasons why I actually don't like the dart gun idea, and the first one is I feel like the potential for things to go wrong when using that is high. You know, I mean, let's say you're aiming and you're trying to hit a calf or a cow in the neck, which is where you would want to give an injection, and you know, they move at the last second or something like that, and you hit them in the wrong spot. It just seems like it could go wrong fast. But then the other thing that bothers me about it is the fact that the antibiotic that I give, especially for pink eye or hoof rot, is supposed to be given subcutaneously. This means the injection goes in between the skin and the muscle, and there's really no way that I'm aware of that you could do that with a dart gun. Pretty much everything you're giving them is going to be intramuscular. Now, would that antibiotic still work if it was administered in this way? It probably would, but I'm not really sure, and I know that it says right on the label that you're not supposed to do it that way. And then the last thing is the cost. You know, a vet gun, by the time you buy the gun itself and you buy all the accessories, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,000 is what I found looking around on like Valley Vet Supply. If you know of a cheaper source, by all means, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But if I'm going to spend $1,000 on something like that, I think that I would rather go to the steel yard and spend $1,000 on steel and make myself a very basic budget-friendly squeeze chute. And when I talk about a budget-friendly squeeze chute, let's be clear, it's not going to be this. This is multiple levels above what I have in mind. I'm thinking something more along the lines of, you know, probably a fixed body area with just a head gate that holds their head and more or less holds them still, so that you could give them a shot, put an eye patch on them, look at a hoof if you had to. To me, that's a much better use of money than a vet gun would be, because, you know, with a basic squeeze chute, you could accomplish many more different tasks than just giving shots. You know, like I just said, you could put eye patches on a calf, you could look at a hoof, you could, I don't know, do other things. I spoke with the landowners up at the heifer pasture, and they're perfectly fine with me setting up something like that and leaving it there for, you know, whenever I have cattle up there. So right now, that's the direction I'm leaning. A lot of people suggested that I take my old chute over there. Well, there's two reasons why I can't do that. The first and main reason is that I sold that chute a while ago, so I don't have it. But even if I did still have it, I don't think I would try to take it up there. It's just so heavy and would be hard to get in the right spot and move around. So I don't think that I probably would have done that anyway. So this is the way I'm leaning now. If you guys got better ideas, I know you're gonna let me know about it. But for now, that's where I'm at with it. Well, it's awful hot today, and I think me and Callie are gonna get headed home. Thanks for hanging out with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.